You listened to him on the KVJ show for years. Every time he tried to talk sports, he'd get shut down. After years of begging, we finally gave in. Brought to you by Bremen Motor Cars and by Wellington Anti-Aging. It's Kevin's Other Show on 640 The Hurricane.
A brilliant final round for Francesco Molinari of Italy. 2 under 69, bogey-free, and Italy might have its name on the claret jug.
Gosh, the man nobody really wanted to see win.
That's right. It was that guy. He won.
He was quoted after saying, I'm always, nobody's ever paying attention to me. Like,
Oh, it's so sad.
Pretty much, yeah.
But he meant it in a way that, like, nobody's ever watching out for me. But in reality, it's because nobody cares.
Yeah.
Disbelief, to be honest. It's amazing to stand here with the claret jug. I knew I was coming in with with some good golf. My record around here was terrible. So to go the weekend bogey free, it's unthinkable, to be honest.
Yeah, that was it.
Molinari, the Italian, got it done.
Yeah, just didn't make any mistakes. Yeah, 37 final holes without a bogey or worse.
That's insane.
Yeah. And that was the difference with Tiger Woods. You know, Tiger was,
The polar opposite, basically.
Well, he was he was doing great. I mean, it was really amazing and exciting my phone starts blowing up and people are going, hey, I don't know if you're watching Tiger, but you got to check this out. This guy's going to win this thing. And it was all good. And then, he just had that double bogey and then a bogey right after. And
Wah, wah.
Yeah.
I was so close. It was on that 11th hole when Tiger's up 1. I had my phone in my hand. I'm like, I'm texting Ricky and Kevin and tell them, look, I told you I was right. Tiger's back. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to hold off.
Right.
See what happens here. So I'm happy
I
I didn't.
Well, some people are saying this is the sign that Tiger is back.
I agree.
That this is it. And
I think he's got good odds to win the next major, though.
He does.
Yeah, like his odds jumped.
he's playing solid and consistent, and you're starting to see some of the magic. There was that one bunker shot that he had, I think it was maybe on 10, where he was in the bunker and he had, it was a nasty looking, like, I'm just so happy I wasn't him, because he had that bend where the water was, and then you had the green, and you're like going, okay, is he going to be able to get enough lift on this to play out? And, other golfers might just, have chipped out, laid up, and he went for it and nailed it right on the green. It was like, wow, that magical kind of shot that used to be the difference maker with Tiger Woods.
Right.
And, the way he torqued that ball out of there, too, you're like going, okay, this guy's back's pretty strong. His swing is on tight. There's not really any flaws with his swing. And, you just got to say maybe it's just still the mental game. It's just not all the way there yet for him.
Well, you saw there was one part where he had hit the ball so far out into the rough. First of all, quick comment. Did anybody else notice how bad the actual terrain of that golf course was?
It's always looked like that, though.
But what in the hell? It looks like they haven't watered it in years. What are they waiting for?
Yeah, it's like they don't have a working sprinkler system there in England.
They need a new HOA.
Or wherever they do this in Scotland. I don't even know where this one was.
So he hits it out into the waving wheat of Scotland. And
the waving wheat of Scotland?
It was like this, I don't know
what
the hell
Burns?
I swear, like it was literally like this big field of like wheat, it looked like. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, where are they playing? Middle Earth?
Yeah, right.
So he hits it out there, and you can see him yelling at himself. Like, not like talking to himself, like screaming, like just short of literally pointing at himself.
Yeah.
He was so angry with himself. But that's the way he used to be. He used to yell at himself all the time.
Have that kind of intensity. Here's what Tiger had to say after his round.
It didn't feel any different. It felt great to be a part of the mix and build my way into the championship. And today was a day that I had a great opportunity.
So this has bought him at least another year of hype and hope, I think, of him winning another major.
It's going to happen, man. See, and it's going to happen quick. I've been saying it.
Well, he's only got one more, right?
I mean, like I said, they don't stop dancing until it rains. That's why the rain dance works.
But I think it'll buy him another year, I think, of hype, where people are like going, okay, I believe he can do it. I believe he can do it.
Yeah.
Just because of what he did yesterday.
I've been saying it, sometimes messing around a little bit, but for the most part, I'm being serious. Today, I'm being serious when I say that he is back. He was on his way back, and now he's back, because I don't think he needed to win that yesterday for us to say that, okay, Tiger's back. Because once he wins another major, all of a sudden the discussion is going to change from, okay, he's back. It's going to change to, okay, now can he catch Jack? And that old question is going to come back up when he gets to number 15, because he will.
But I think he's getting to the point where he's got to do something still and soon. I mean, keep in mind, he finished 32nd at the Masters and didn't even make the cut for the U.S. Open.
That's right.
So he did great at the British, and he was right up there, and he finished tied for 6, like 3 strokes off the winner. But if he comes out in the PGA Championship and does nothing again, doesn't even make the cut into the weekend, going into next year and the Masters, you're saying, oh, I don't know, I think Tiger's going to be an odds-on favorite. I mean, because he basically, in a sense, did well in 1 out of the 4 majors.
Look, that's all semantics, Kev, all right? Don't come at me with facts and actualities. I don't want to hear all that.
Don't tell me things that actually matter.
Yeah.
I want fake stuff.
Yeah.
All I'm trying to say is that the old Tiger looked like he was making an appearance yesterday. And more than one way. In the ratings, this was the highest rated British Open since 2006.
I was just wondering just how many TV sets were going on as
I
Tiger
watched it.
had that. Yeah, for that. Well,
You watch tennis, so.
But I don't really watch too much golf, and I watched golf yesterday.
Yeah, I was like in a bar situation, and it was amazing to see how many people were kind of like flooding into the place and then watching the TV and then just seeing the reactions of everybody that was in there too. And it's really kind of interesting because it really seems like guys favor the Tiger comeback more than the ladies that I saw there.
I could see that. Yeah.
The jilted lovers, maybe. I don't know.
Well, I think they just, they don't have the same kind of forgiveness that guys seem to on Tiger Woods and what happened with he and Elin.
Well, because guys usually are just like, I don't care what the hell you do in your off time.
Yeah.
It's like, if I'm going to bet on you, don't screw it up. Okay?
They separate the two.
That's it. You know what I mean? Compartmentalize.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This seems to be more of a growing problem, though, and this is the yelling in people's backswings in golf.
This guy was such a jerk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much this overall affected, Tiger's day and game, but, this, I think, would rattle you if you were getting ready to swing.
No! What are you doing?
I love everybody's reaction. They start booing
What's
him.
Tiger?
No, Tiger was at first, he's like, oh, what are you doing? That was him saying, what are you doing?
That was Tiger.
But I love all the
saying
people around him. He should, rightfully so, that guy was shamed in a public setting.
Well,
If
you got to
saw
get,
it,
I mean,
Shame.
first, yeah.
Shame.
Well, you got to
was.
get bounced. I mean, I don't know if they did, but security
yeah.
needs to take him right out. I mean, you got to go. And then, I mean, should you ever get to a point where if that happens, should the golfer get another shot? I mean, think about that. If you're Tiger Woods or you're right there the final day, one shot like that can throw you into a double bogey situation and flip the whole tournament.
And that was late, too. That was like on
Right.
17 or 16.
Well,
So
and
that was
then-
toward the end.
Well, and then it all plays. Let's say that you duff a shot, it leads you to a double bogey, that mentally gets in your head, and then you just can't recover. I mean, that really could take somebody out of a major and rewrite the course of history. I mean, should you be like, going, if somebody does that, do you get to drop another ball? Because, I mean, that if Tiger could have stuck with it, that would have been his 15th major win. Now he's 3 off of Jack, and then I think really the whole talk next year is, could Tiger actually catch Jack?
Right. Which it still can be, because the PGA
Yeah.
Championship is coming up. He can still get that
But
one.
He's got to win one.
He's got to
win
get
it.
but he's got to get in the groove and fast. I mean, he really does.
He's on his way back. And he is Tiger himself, the persona of Tiger is back, because people were watching yesterday.
Yeah.
People were paying attention. All of a sudden, he's in the lead on a Sunday in the back 9. So that persona, the Tiger effect, was back.
Well, I remember when 10 years ago they would say that the ratings would go up 25% if Tiger was in contention in the final day.
Yeah.
And I assume
True.
it's probably
Well,
the same yesterday. You had that feeling like, okay, everybody's getting wind that this is going on. They're going to watch this.
He's a huge draw. He really is. I mean, like, and for the sport wants him back. They want him. They'll slick a couple fairways to make sure that he stays.
Well, it just doesn't seem like, I mean, who's that person right now that you really are rooting for? I mean, there's nobody that really just seems to jump out. You're like going, that's my guy. It just seems like a pack of, decent golfers, but there's, nobody that's out there. And that's why right now, if Tiger can find his confidence again, and if his body is back to do it, you got to like his odds, because who is that person that is really going to stand in his way?
But not even that.
Dustin
Like
Johnson?
But I wouldn't frame it as that. I would frame it because, I mean, all the golfers that are on there are obviously very good. They're very accomplished golfers. They're all awesome. They're great.
But there's nobody dominant.
There's nobody that dominates the media like Tiger. Like, if you had somebody that dominated the media like Tiger.
Well, I don't think anybody
That's a different
dominates
situation.
the media like Tiger because nobody's dominating the course like Tiger did. He
Like
built
Tiger
up-
did, yeah.
he built up the aura for himself.
Yeah.
And if he could get back to that, then yeah, nobody stands in his way.
And here's the other thing with Tiger, too, that nobody else has, the redemption story. People love a good redemption story, especially when it surrounds one of the biggest stars
Yeah.
in the athletic world.
Somebody said this to me yesterday, and I don't remember who it was, but I thought it was brilliant. And the reason
Was it
why
me?
Tiger
Sounds like it was me.
definitely wasn't you.
Sounds like it was me.
Nothing brilliant comes from you. The one thing that is different from then Tiger to now Tiger is that when then Tiger happened, back in the day when he was a kid, nobody looked like him. Nobody worked out like him. They were all, for the most part, like chubby dudes, stuff like that. So he dominated.
They were John Daly.
Yeah. Now look at all the golfers. They're fit.
McIlroy, yeah.
They
Dustin
are.
Johnson.
It is a different breed. It's like the conversation of LeBron and Michael Jordan. LeBron and Michael Jordan play in two different games. And I think that's maybe what's going on now is that all the golfers are just like, if any of these golfers existed back when he was Tiger younger, he may not be who he was. But he had a leg up because he had a great workout. He took care of his body. He was stronger than
So
everyone.
you think the field is better now than
Yeah.
it was 10 years ago when Tiger was dominant?
He created a standard, and now it's an even playing field.
Yeah, he changed the game. No, it's
He
true.
did, he
Everybody
did.
had to catch up to him. It was like
And-
USA basketball.
Yes.
They had to catch up, and teams started getting better around the world.
Yeah.
Good point.
Well, coming up here in just a bit, still talking the anthem stuff. How are the Dolphins handling it?
Oh,
yes, we knew this was going to be an issue with them. The franchise itself has a sad passing that we need to address. And Lamar Jackson changing positions in Baltimore. We'll discuss coming up next.
Be part of the show on Twitter at 640 The Hurricane, hashtag Kevin's Other Show.
Feels like it's probably the right move. We'd mentioned this on Friday that where things stood with the national anthem controversy, that it would be the best play for the Miami Dolphins just to be like, you know what, we're going to put that whole thing on hold and not really push we're going to punish anybody who kneels during the anthem.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah, that seems to be kind of where they are right now. Owner Stephen Ross said he hadn't decided whether to actually discipline players who protest during the national anthem.
Do you hear that sound? That's the sound of Stephen Ross doing a moonwalk.
Yeah.
He's stepping all the way back.
He hasn't decided whether to do it or not? Okay.
Yeah, so he doesn't want to be held to that he's going to do that 4-game suspension that they had talked about last week. So let's just wait and see what happens on that. We don't need to be the first out to make this sweeping declaration. You know, as you're seeing, like the New York Giants owner, he's all about supporting his players, saying, look, hey, I'm not going to fine anybody. I'm not going to suspend anybody. He said if they choose to kneel during the anthem, that's their business.
Exactly.
Yeah, I stand by my players.
He's going to let the NFL shoot himself in the foot.
Yeah.
Like they consistently do.
Seems to be the more popular thing to say, hey, look, give them the freedom to do what they want to do and say what they want to say. I think that the whole argument of it not being disrespectful to the anthem is getting a nice reframing, and I think it's probably changing some people's opinion. Some people.
Some people.
Yeah.
I think what's happening is a lot of people might be having fatigue with the overall issue.
Sure, and
I
now
think
they
a lot
don't
of
care
peop-
as much.
Yeah, I think a lot of people,
Yeah.
because I know that's where I am personally. I'm just getting to the point where I'm like, dude, just whatever. I feel like I am like I get into an argument with my 3-year-old. I'm just where he wants to do something. I keep telling him no, and eventually I just get worn out. I'm like, whatever, just go ahead and do it. That's where I'm getting to at this point. It's just you want to do it. Just I don't even want to hear about it anymore. Just do what you want to do. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm with him, yeah. Honestly, it's like I don't really pay attention to the national anthem when I'm watching at a bar anyways. So it doesn't really bother me.
Right.
It's the media is the reason why this is so big is because those dumb idiots decided to put the cameras on them.
Yeah, but
now it's become.
I think you're right about the fatigue. I think people
It's
are
just
like,
it's getting it's over.
So you thought it was over, and then it came back up again. You're just like, at this point, I just don't care.
Yeah.
Well, I do want to mention the sad passing of Tony Sperano. He is now was the Minnesota Vikings offensive line coach. Had some chest pains, went to the hospital on Thursday. They released him on Friday, and his wife found him unconscious in their Minnesota home. Yesterday morning, he was the head coach from 2008 to 2011. In fact, pretty much the last time the Dolphins had a good season, he was the head of the team.
Pretty much, it was him, and then Adam Gase, obviously, a couple years ago when they got that wild card spot. Those are the two guys, the last coaches, to the Dolphins to a playoff run.
Yeah, and he came around too. I really kind of forgot about that. How he had had that big turnaround season. He had come in and Remember he had, what's his name's 1-in-15 record?
Good old Cam Cameron.
Cam Cameron,
My
that's
favorite
right.
Dolphin coach of all time.
1 year, right?
1 year.
Yeah,
One and done.
1 year, yeah.
1 win, 1 year.
Yeah, then he flipped it around, turned him into 11-5 playoff team in 2008. So, big deal. He finished up 29-32, his Dolphins record.
Yeah, and it was really, obviously shocking. He's only 56 years old. He's a name that is, been around a long time in the NFL, Raiders and Dolphins, and now he was with the Vikings at his last job. It was sad, man.
Yeah.
Really sad. You just see something like that happen, and then when you hear more about the story, how he actually tried to get something taken care of on Friday, and they sent him home.
Yeah, right.
Totally avoidable.
Yeah.
Just
Seems
sad.
that way. Well, a lot of his players seemed to really love him. Seemed like a solid dude. So there was a lot of shout-outs yesterday on Twitter from former players at the Dolphins organization that love Tony Sperano. Talking about Lamar Jackson, Boynton Beach's very own. Could he be seeing the playing field for the Ravens this year? Not as the starting quarterback. He's still pretty much listed as expected to be the second guy.
Right.
Likely. But there are reports coming out of the Ravens camp that they're working him out at slot receiver. And
It's not a terrible idea.
I mean, he's got the moves, he's got the height,
Reminds
got
me
the
of
speed.
somebody that you know very well in Terrell Pryor.
Right.
Coming out of Ohio State as the quarterback, all-state quarterback in high school, huge recruit, and he comes to the NFL, and now all of a sudden, look, he's that dual threat, like a lot of guys have been, like Julian Edelman and all these different guys who moved over to wide receiver.
Yeah, but Julian Edelman wasn't looked at. I mean, he could throw the ball every once in a while, but he wasn't looked at as like a dual threat.
No, but he has that experience in college.
7 inches tall. Okay?
Terrell Pryor is what? He's a tall guy. He's like 6'5", right?
Yeah,
He's
Terrell
big guy.
Pryor is. Yeah, Terrell Pryor has. He has the build of a prototypical quarterback for the NFL. But yeah, he just didn't have the accuracy or whatever it was, I guess, to make him one.
He played quarterback for Cleveland for a little while, and then and then when they brought in what's his the other guy.
I mean, you wanted me to start naming Cleveland quarterbacks.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, that's a useless thing.
If you can start
going
naming
back
off,
and forth,
if you can start rattling off Cleveland, you watch way too much football.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a really bad
I was going to say
sign.
Robert Griffin III, but I mean,
Yeah.
in that type of situation,
Yeah.
So back and forth with that position, and now he's a receiver for the Jets. So,
well, the thing that I wonder is how tough is it, and will other teams start following suit? Because you start seeing more often the quarterback that goes over to the receiver, and maybe that position being something where you could put somebody on the side, because what they're running, a lot of the plays. And the one that got the most love was they were putting Lamar Jackson in motion. He was getting a handoff or a pitch from Joe Flacco, and then he would cut back to the left and throw downfield and completed both passes. I mean, I would imagine if you could do that effectively, how that stretches the field. If you've got a guy that is a threat to run with the ball on the side, and if you're the defense, you can't, bring your corners up to press him there because he can throw it deep. And he can connect that way. I would think that would be a nightmare if you had an effective guy. And will more teams try to start finding that guy that could do that? That can, catch something, on the slant and then boom, throw it downfield.
I mean, I think it works kind of in opposite ways too. Is like if you, as a quarterback, you understand how important the route is. I think it's the same situation that like what was going on with Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill was a wide receiver, became a quarterback.
Yeah, right.
He had a better insight on what was going on the routes that they were playing, how to be able to throw.
His was the opposite situation.
Yeah, but how to be able to throw to where he needed to go because he understood the receiver. And I think a flip side on that, it kind of works too. But also, you're talking about in the line of scrimmage, you don't know who the hell is going to get the ball. And that's terrifying. And that's eventually going to happen where you're going to have multiple people on that field. They're going to be not more than 2, maybe like 3, maybe 4, that also have the capability of throwing the ball very well. And then once that happens, defensive coordinator is going to be like, I don't know what the hell to do.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering too. Could you imagine a day in the NFL when it gets to that point where you have that and you're just like, I don't know what they're going to do?
If we keep getting more and more of these hybrid guys, you might start seeing that because if you have guys who played college football quarterback in big-time programs like Lamar Jackson did and Terrell Pryor and all these guys, why is it inconceivable that they can be part of a formation for a few plays?
It happened to basketball. Basketball's basically positionless now. I mean, like everybody. I mean, LeBron can play anything. I mean, Westbrook can play anything. So I mean, it's not going to be as intense as that because I mean, obviously, offensive linemen are not going to be,
Yeah, but still,
quarterbacks.
I mean, having the fact you're right, and imagine if you had 3 guys in that backfield that could legitimately throw the ball.
Yeah.
Would that become an actual formation? Like almost like a split back formation, but a split quarterback?
I think it would be a dream to draw up. I mean, and you might see formations that look absolutely crazy where you're back there and you've got 3 guys. You don't know where the ball's, who's getting the snap and where it's going. And you're like, okay, who's got the ball? And then,
I mean, you have less guys to throw to because you have to take then, different guys away from the receiver position. But if they're all receivers, they can just start off in the backfield and make their way up their route, and maybe one of them is getting the ball to throw, maybe not.
But now you're kind of going down that Wildcat thing, and the Wildcat thing didn't really work in the NFL.
Yeah, I wouldn't say
it's a little Wildcat-y.
Yeah. Well, but the only thing that I would say is with the speed of linebackers in the NFL, can they close fast enough that, you still only have 2 seconds to be able to throw the ball if you're that receiver? So, how much is somebody going to get downfield? If you're on the outside of the line, you don't have a lot of protection. And if you have a spy on that player the entire time, if they can get to him still in 2 to 3 seconds,
it's really interesting.
I just wonder if it would be effective or not.
See, this is where the football nerd comes out of me, because then I start thinking about, okay, how could you actually construct this as far as a formation goes? If you have a moving pocket and the quarterbacks run together, almost like an option.
Yeah.
A triple option, but with 2 quarterbacks. And if the guy, if defensive end or linebacker is coming to, say, it's Joe Flacco who starts off with the ball, he can then pitch back to Lamar Jackson, go in the opposite direction, and someone's open downfield. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, that's why it's almost it's just to be able to hold them out long enough to be able to find the pocket. But you never know. Also, you could set it up that way and never do it. Yeah. And they were like, I don't know when the hell is this
just
to
have that threat that could happen.
And that's really all it is. The mental ability of that, of just being able to be like, I don't know.
Right. If you used it once or twice a game, it still could be very effective.
I get way too excited talking about offensive formations, by the way. I just realized that about myself.
It's good stuff.
Yeah. Wait, I don't know if that's good or bad.
You like watching tennis.
Well, hey.
Hey, if you want to check out some football action, high school is going to be starting before you know it. And tomorrow we're going to be doing our South Florida High School Media Day preview. Brother Jimmy's. Pretty much every big program in South Florida going to be represented. Dwyer High School is going to be there. In fact, former alum Johnny Dixon, who now is a wide receiver with the Ohio State Buckeyes, was in here on Friday and on Coach Coquel's show on Saturday morning. He is a big part of all this that was going on with Chris Coquel's show. He's going to be hosting as Palm Beach Gardens comes out, Boca High, Atlantic.
It's kind of a big deal tomorrow.
It is. 3 o'clock. So get out early or at least tune in. We're going to be live at 640 The Hurricane and at Brother Jimmy's at City Place. Would love to see you there. Coming up in a minute, buy or sell Johnny Manziel. Is he ever going to be starting with the CFL? Or will he ever make it into the NFL? And Richie Incognito, a poster child for anti-bullying. Yes, it's happening. We'll tell you about it next.
It's Derek Jeter's favorite sports show. Just like Derek Jeter is Florida's favorite owner. Kevin's Other Show on 640 The Hurricane.
Well, I got a quick little round of buy or sell here for you today. Boy, after what I saw last year, the nonsense of Shark Week, remember that stupid thing that they did where they had, what's the Olympic swimmer, Michael Phelps?
Yeah, Michael Phelps.
Where he was supposed to be racing that shark, and it was him, what was he, racing a digital shark or something like that?
God, what crap that was.
Just horrible.
They screwed that up, man. That shark needed to be in the water with him. I don't care what you say.
Cages, you put him in a cage.
I want to go a step further. I want to have it be a real shark. I want him to be in the same lane, and I wanted to gently cut the calf of Michael Phelps before he started swimming. I thought all those elements together would have really made that must-see TV.
Just a little shaving nick, put a little red in the water.
Just enough just to have a little trail of blood coming right off. Yeah, just enough to really make that interesting.
Yeah, they took all the fun out of that.
Yeah, there was just nothing there. So now it seems like they're trying to up it, and they've got Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers. He's going to be making his debut on Shark Week tonight, 7 o'clock, on a show they got called Monster Tag.
I'm in.
What the hell?
I'm in for this.
Monster Tag?
He's going to be tagging sharks.
All right.
Aaron Rodgers.
Now, he's already bragging that he didn't use a cage during the dive, and apparently he's afraid of sharks on top of it.
I'm sure Packers management was thrilled to hear that he was free diving with sharks, by the way.
Well, I'm waiting because, okay, what kind of lame way was he completely safe and there's no danger of this whatsoever?
Got to watch and find out.
I don't know that I do. I don't know that I do.
Just tease him on something that you're not a part of.
Why am I teasing Shark Week?
I don't think I will because I feel so betrayed from last year that you're going to tune in. You're going to be like some kind of like wah, wah, wah,
You're kind of jaded.
Well, they're going to be like baby sharks or something like that.
They're sharks.
Sharks. Yeah, the most like mild sharks on sedatives that they're like asleep and floating up to the top of the water. I don't know. Aaron Rodgers said. That he says he wants to jump in with none of the protection they typically offer, even though the crew wants him to. So that's kind of the catch-22 there. Do you do the safe play and appease the professionals, or do you do the play that's going to keep you from 20 years of jokes about it?
He's a man.
He's trying to make it sound like he's going to be, doing the real dangerous thing, but I have a feeling when you tune in tonight, there's going to be some way that he's going to be
tagging
completely
guppies.
Totally, yeah.
There might be something, but this is like a huge thing now for Shark Week. That because you said like last year that was kind of silly with Phelps, and in previous years Shark Week has tended to be more on the educational, like oceanographer side of things. Now this year it's just celebrities like all over the place. Gronkowski is on the show.
Yeah, it's just getting so goofy now.
Ronda Rousey was on last night. Shaq was on last night. They're just throwing all these big names at you, which is fine. They're doing it for the ratings, but what happened? Like not learning about sharks anymore.
Yeah.
What the hell else do you want to learn? I mean, they've been doing it for how long now? I mean, what else are they going to teach you?
I don't know. There was always a certain mystique behind Shark Week. Now I just feel like it's just one big commercial.
What mystique? It's Shark Week. It's going to be about sharks. There's no mystique.
There's a mystique.
What the mystique?
Last night they have Shaq on there. I guess Shaq is kind of like the basically the host.
Yes.
Of Shark Week. Shark Week, Shaq Week, yeah.
What did I get myself into? Could have sworn the guy on the phone said Shaq Week.
Yeah.
I get it.
You get it. You get it.
I see what they did there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Apparently, Shaquille O'Neal, they're trying to, again, sell you on the danger. He was in a custom-built cage that's 12 feet by 6 feet wide, and it says that a small shark wiggled its way through an opening and into the cage.
It was terrifying. It was thrilling TV.
But, I mean, as a small shark, are you scared of a small shark?
It was pretty small. I'm not going to lie.
I would imagine the sharks would think he's a really large shark.
Right.
They might have been scared of him.
They might have been terrified of him.
Yeah. They try to even sell it. I don't even know what this means, to be honest with you, but they're trying to sell this like maybe Shaquille O'Neal would be more appetizing to the sharks because of his appearance.
You guys can actually see that this is why great white sharks love to eat these animals, because they got so much mass on their body.
A lot of mass on their body.
No.
Just saying. It just dawned on me that Shaq actually looks like a sea lion.
Wait, what?
They were sitting there looking at sea lions, and they realized it. He might get eaten.
Okay, so they're trying to say that he would look more delicious, so the sharks might think that he is actually a sea lion.
Sharks love sea lions.
A very large sea lion. Yeah.
Insane. Bob Riggle was on that show last night, too. I'm going to say it was actually entertaining.
So you liked it? You're buying in?
Yeah, I'm in. I'm buying Shark Week.
Okay. Ricky Bobby, you buying or selling Shark Week?
Selling, I don't care.
You're not interested at all to see what Gronkowski does with the shark tonight?
Well,
how is that not compelling television?
This is my thing. I don't think television in general is very good.
Yeah,
yeah, I'm selling this too. After last week, no. Or what they did last year.
One more chance. Give him one more chance.
One more chance.
Come on, Gronkowski.
Are you getting a check? Is he doing live reads for the Discovery Channel? Are we missing something here?
Honestly, I need Gronk or somebody's got to get like a serious bite.
Somebody needs
to
lose.
And then I'm like, then I'm buying back in. Like, okay,
we want you to come back JPP in. Like we want some digits missing after. You know that is compelling television.
Mm-hmm. Okay, are you buying or selling this? Richie Incognito. If you remember his time with the Dolphins, the whole thing was about him being a big bully. So now, guess who the new poster child is for anti-bullying is?
This apology right here doesn't make any conduct prior to this appropriate. I am committed to helping to eradicate bullying as part of the Boo to Bullying team. I will bring all of my passion and ability to this fight. You know I got some fight in me.
Yeah, we know.
Richie Incognito now is out there on an anti-bullying campaign as its national ambassador. He is the poster child for anti-bullying.
Is this like a living oxymoron?
He was the poster child for bullying.
Yes.
Now he wants to be the poster child for anti-bullying.
Yeah.
I feel very confused. I feel like you also have to be able to say the word bullying if you're going to be
It's like
that
Tiger
was the first
Woods
thing I noticed,
is now the poster child for fidelity.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, is this possible to do this? To all of a sudden, wait a minute, the antithesis of what you're actually known for is now what you're going to be known for.
What a twist.
Yeah.
It's like an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Have you heard Bill Cosby's new one?
No. Yeah. Richie
I knew where
Incognito
that was
said
going.
that, he said, I've said some things in the past that I thought were edgy and funny, but really hurt people's feelings.
You called? Okay, first of all,
Yeah.
give me a break here.
I know. It's just so nice and so sweet, isn't it? He said, even though these people were people I cared about and considered friends, I said things to them that affected them. And likewise, I've had things said to me that have affected me.
Oh, jeez.
The big, tough football guy. I apologize for the things I've said. It's a learning process. Life is a journey. Thank you very much.
He really said that?
Yes, he said that. Yeah.
Come on, Richie.
Are you buying or selling Richie Incognito, successfully being the poster child of anti-bullying Ricky Bobby?
Selling, and I'm still selling on the way he said bullying because it sounds like either booing or bowling. And if he's out against bowling, that is...
It's hard for him to say.
It's
Maybe
not.
that's what it is. He's anti-bowling.
He's anti-bowling, and that's
That would make more sense.
that's a recreational sport. It's fun for the friends and family, and why you'd be against it, I don't understand.
That would make more sense to me because I'm selling this too. And I mean, look, I'm all for redemption stories if he's really trying to change himself. It just kind of seems
just don't
really
take it out on
strange.
bowling. That's all.
Yeah, maybe he's against bowling because of the throwing the heavy objects at
don't
the
know.
gym.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
you know?
if there was a bowling ball at the gym in
Yeah.
Boca, he would have chucked it at somebody.
So he's against bowling now.
It's probably connected.
I mean, what's more egregious, him throwing a dumbbell or attacking bowling? I mean,
Yeah. Okay.
He really can't say that
you
word.
can't. It might also be buoying. I'm not sure. The buoying, I was
You
like,
don't like buoys.
we'll
don't
get
need
them
those out
buoys right
there.
out of the water there.
I'll believe it when I see it, Richie. Let's put it that way.
And on the redemption trail, Johnny Manziel. He's reportedly been traded to the last place Montreal Alouettes
All right.
from the
It's
Hamilton
Alouettes.
Tiger Cats. Now he is going to be paired back up with Mike Sherman, who recruited him to Texas A&M.
Oh.
So that's kind of a reunion of sorts. But it looks like he's going to go
losers club.
from a backup in the CFL to a starter in the CFL. Does
What?
this?
Yes.
Look at that.
Yeah. It's a pretty significant trade for both teams that had 5 players, 2 picks going in this deal. But are you buying or selling Johnny Manziel one step closer to playing in the NFL?
Ooh, so. No. He's never playing in the NFL again.
Really?
Done.
Really?
Yeah,
Never.
I'll never play in the NFL again. No.
All right,
So you are selling Johnny Manziel back to the NFL?
Listen, if he was going to play in the NFL again, he would have never went to the CFL.
I disagree with that completely because
Well, I mean, you've got
it's-
got a Warren Moon. You've had a couple of
Yeah.
cases where there's been a little bit of a back and forth.
Doug Flutie is
Yeah.
another one.
Yeah, he's not coming to the NFL.
Listen, I mean, obviously those guys weren't in the same trouble as Johnny Manziel, but
He's not in trouble now. And
No.
this is a redemption trail.
that's right. He
and
stayed
those
out of
players
trouble.
were better.
Well, yes, but at the same time,
Did we forget that he's bad? I mean,
he's
I
not-
wonder.
No, he's not bad.
He was bad.
No.
Okay,
bad?
he was great. What was he so good at? What was the game that blew
You're
your
telling
mind?
me that Johnny Manziel is not as good as all the second-string quarterbacks in the NFL right now?
No. Well, I'm
He's
like
the
he could
65th
be.
best quarterback in the NFL.
Okay, I mean that's
That's what
great.
you're telling me.
He's not going to come back to the NFL because they will pick if they're going to. Okay, why would you want Johnny Manziel, who's a complete friggin' head case, to be your backup quarterback?
Okay.
You're going to bring him into your
He
organization
was a head
like
case.
that?
Look at
If
this. Okay. You got Ryan Fitzpatrick or you've got Johnny Manziel. Who do you want as your
Ryan
quarterback?
Fitzpatrick.
Okay.
Hands
You got
down.
Lamar Jackson or you got Johnny Manziel. Who do you want to be your backup
Lamar
quarterback?
Jackson upside. He's young. Next.
Okay, so you're. So
Well, I'm saying, but
when
they're-
I'm throwing out NFL backups, you're just right and left.
Matt Moore?
You just.
Huh?
Matt Moore.
Okay, Matt Moore's a little bit
Yeah,
rough.
I found one.
No. But I mean, would you take Johnny Manziel over Matt Moore? Matt Moore actually does a really good job of being a
Okay,
backup quarterback.
Brock Osweiler or Johnny Manziel?
Johnny Manziel.
No way.
I hate
you
Brock
really?
Osweiler.
Okay, but you
I
hate him.
hate
That doesn't
Brock
mean
Osweiler.
anything.
Ricky Bobby, who do you rather have?
Take
Johnny
Brock
Manziel.
Osweiler in a second. Brock Osweiler's proved himself. Johnny Manziel only proved that he can get arrested and screw up plays. Do you remember that one Cleveland Browns play where he was supposed to be standing on the sideline talking to the coach, and the coach gave him the head over? It was his idea.
This is the
He's like, let me
old-
stand over here so we can do a trick play that's completely friggin' illegal.
This is the old Johnny Manziel you're talking about. If he can
Old
play,
Johnny
listen,
Manziel.
if he can play for 2 years in the CFL consistently well and stay out of trouble, then I don't see any reason why not he wouldn't get another shot at the NFL, at least to make a team and be a backup. He's not going to be a superstar starter.
But right now, I mean, you're putting a backup. Like, I mean, right now,
The
where
man
are
was
we
just
see-
a backup in the CFL.
Yeah, where are we seeing that he's going to be anything higher than a third-string quarterback in the NFL?
Maybe he can take the Alouettes to the Grey Cup. Who knows?
And
How
does
did
that
you
really
know that it was the Grey Cup?
But does that really even translate? Are they saying, "Hey, you got to take a look at this guy in the CFL"? I mean, how often is the NFL saying that?
It's a different game. The quarterback position, it's not going to work out. Colin Kaepernick will play football before Johnny Manziel does in the NFL.
Okay. Absolutely, 100% not.
Because neither one of them are coming back. So
Really?
yeah.
Okay. Coming up here in a couple of minutes, got the next 5 of my Jock Jam countdown. Going to take you that. And
yeah.
Ben Simmons does not like his NBA 2K rating. He's on the same level as a couple other players.
Oh, Lord.
Does he have a legitimate beef? We'll break down the numbers on it next.
You can tell his wife. Just don't tell those other guys. It's Kevin's Other Show on 640 The Hurricane.
So the promo came out over the weekend. And I really should have been completely excited because it was ESPN's preview for college football. It was like 2 minutes long.
I saw that. I was so excited.
It was just all these cuts of like all the best plays from last year, just kind of like getting you hyped. But there was something that just kind of took away from it. I was not feeling the Imagine Dragon songs natural that they've got. They've already tagged it in there.
That song.
It just didn't work for me. I'm like going, gosh, and this is just round 1 of how many rounds that we're going to be seeing this. I mean, it's not just that's the official song of that promo. It's the official song of college football this year.
For the next 5.5 months from now until
I just didn't. And like I said,
January.
I would call myself an Imagine Dragons fan. I like the band.
That's why I was really surprised. Like, this is one of the songs that I literally listened to it. I was like, I don't like this at all. I don't know why.
Yeah, I was kind of weird the same way, and I was kind of like with the. It kind of ruined the promo. I was like, oh, no. It dampened slightly my excitement for seeing this. Otherwise, I'd be like, oh, that's awesome. I'm so excited. But I'm excited, but, you know, it's like, I'm excited, but this Imagine Dragons song.
Just watch it on mute.
So, what are the greatest Jock Jams of all time? I put together my own list of 20. I ran you through the first 10 last week. Taking you through, whoop, there it is. All I do is win. Turn down for what? And at number 10, I got in Eminem. How can you not have Lose Yourself? I mean, you got to definitely put this one in, right?
I think so. You had a pretty solid list so far.
Has this ever been used in? It has to have been, right? In a sports promo.
I don't know. I mean, it's one of those songs that I think has been like used for like some intros, maybe for like a basketball stadium.
I'm trying to think of a promo where it's been used and it's really stood out.
I mean, this is classic, like get you pumped up type of music.
It was
right?
made for it.
Yeah, Mom Spaghetti.
Yeah, Mom Spaghetti. That's right.
Great. I'm good with this. I like it.
Yeah, it's totally made for it.
It belongs in the top 10. I agree with you on this one.
Okay. Number 10 on Eminem, Lose Yourself. Number 9, I got a song, and for me, I think it means something because if you've ever been to a Kansas City Chiefs game, they're one of the few stadiums, I think, in the NFL that really brings the same kind of hype that you'll see a lot of times in college. Tailgating's fantastic. And they have this pregame thing, at least when I was there back in the mid to late 90s, where it's this whole thing where there's this arrowhead and it's in outer space. And they start off with the beginning of Ozzy Osbourne's Crazy Train. And the whole stadium goes nuts.
Really?
And then it flies down into planet Earth, comes into Kansas City, flies through downtown. And then, it comes into the stadium. And then you see the opponent's helmet like on the field, and it comes down on the screen, and it like the arrowhead shoots right through, and the whole crowd, and it's just like it's one of those moments. It's like super cool, and with Crazy Train blaring.
There it is.
Yeah, as soon as you hear that, the whole stadium goes nuts. And
I can imagine.
Yeah,
they should show that now. That they should show on TV as a pregame for the NFL.
I don't know why they don't, because there are some stadiums that you could arguably say part of the best part of it. I know being at Buckeye games, they have a video that is same thing. It's like synced up to music, and it's like the whole stadium's going nuts. Why they don't show those things on TV? Because some of the best moments of college football are those hype moments before the team comes out, and either they're talking all over it or they just don't let it. I mean, they miss such a great essence.
They always show Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
With Enter Sandman, and they always show Clemson. They really don't show that many, though.
I know.
They should show more of these. I love it.
The Clemson thing, yeah, they'll show like maybe that, but that's Clemson's thing is like what they say the best 25 seconds in college football.
Yeah, something like that.
And I got to check that out in person last year, and it is pretty cool when they come running. You can see the bus; they're on the bus, and they get off. Yeah, one of the cool moments there.
What a trek! It's like so out of the way. I know it's the best.
It really seems very pointless.
Yeah,
As you're kind of
yeah,
watching,
like,
we don't have a better way to get these guys to the stadium.
I mean, come on.
Throw on a bus here. Number 7 on my top 10 greatest jock jams of all time, Kanye West, Peace. And this is because if you're a Miami Heat fan, when they were winning all those titles, man, this was like some of the coolest hype.
It brings back the memories. I feel like I'm in the arena right now. It's 2012, and LeBron is out there with Wade and Bosh.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. It was really hard to find a clean version of this.
Oh, I bet, right?
Yeah.
I think we just went with the
we went with the instrumental. It just made it a lot easier.
Pretty much what you saw. But if you're a Heat fan, you can't not have this in your top 10 list. And number 6 that I got here on my greatest jock jams of all time. Got to put this on here. You were just talking about Enter Sandman.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Virginia Tech.
The Virginia Tech, it is one of the coolest intros.
Mariano Rivera, Yankees.
Yeah.
Uses all the time,
yes,
too.
That's right. That was, I think that was better. I mean, when that music came on, it was just, there was nothing you could do. Everybody was on their feet.
They're both great. They're both great entrances to this song, but there was something about Mariano Rivera where he would walk out by himself from the bullpen, just make his way through the outfield, no one around him, and this music is playing. He's just calm, cool, collected, walking to the mound. It was fun.
Yeah, it's cool. It's definitely one of the best anthems. All right, tomorrow I got the top 5 for you and the greatest jock jams.
I'm excited for this. It's been a solid list.
Yeah. Ben Simmons, he was rated an 87 overall in NBA 2K19, and he's upset because he's the same rating as Jason Tatum and Donovan Mitchell.
Oh, my God.
It's like those are bad players.
They're all three of them are awesome.
Yeah. He's saying, look, I was Rookie of the Year. How can we be on the same level?
Would this bother you guys if they came out with like a sports talk radio video game? And they rated...
That would be boring as hell.
Yes, it would be a horrible video game.
So boring.
Horrible video game. And they rated some guys ahead of us. We were like a 78, and they were like an 84.
Mm-hmm.
Would that bother you? I mean,
well, if you knew, first of all, you were better, you had higher ratings, and maybe that's what it is. Because he looks at the numbers, and points, he averages less than Donovan Mitchell, who had 20.5 per game, and Simmons had 15.8. But he was the Rookie of the Year and said, look, I mean, overall, when you throw in rebounds and assists, he had more even numbers across the board. But, I mean, is it enough to get really that upset?
So I guess I could see how it might bother him, because now I'm thinking about myself and thinking if they put this person or that person ahead of me.
But these are guys, I mean, these are guys that are pretty quality dudes.
Yeah.
I mean, all of them, yeah. I'm still thinking about how boring that radio video game would be. Just imagine.
Play us as a video game?
Yeah, you walk down the hallway like warding off salespeople. And like the more salespeople you're able to escape from, like the more prep time you get to be able to do a better show. Like that's doesn't seem that exciting, but beating salespeople, that might be fun.
That's the highlight.
Have some special weapons, maybe. Yeah,
it's it. Yeah.
Check out our show on YouTube, the podcast. We're also on Twitter, and also make sure you check out our South Florida High School Media Day tomorrow. Going to be at Brother Jimmy's at 3 p.m. We'll see you there.
You listened to him on the KVJ show for years. Every time he tried to talk sports, he'd get shut down. After years of begging, we finally gave in. Brought to you by Wellington Anti-Aging. Low T? Go to WellingtonAntiAging.com. And by Bremen Motor Cars in West Palm Beach. A world-class experience. Shop BremenPorsche.com now. It's Kevin's Other Show on 640 The Hurricane.